Hey guys, Dr. Prometheus here. Welcome back to some more Bears content. We got week 6 preview. Week 5 Bears had a bye week, so we didn't have anything really going on. We have a lot of stuff to go through. Some injury. We also have some news of who could be starting at left tackle. And we actually do have a confirmation from Ben Johnson who will be there. And then also we have some injury status that could make maybe a right tackle change in this one. Plus, there's some key injuries for Washington. So to set the stage here, Bears trying to move to 3-2, Commanders trying to get to 4-2. So how that looks for both these teams. Commanders trying to match the Eagles of 4-2, who've lost 2 straight. They lost on Thursday night. And then for the Bears, trying to match the Vikings. Packers had that loss, so they wouldn't actually match them. And the Lions are playing right now. Packers won today against the Bengals, and then the Vikings, I'm not sure who they had to play off the top of my head, but they did win that game there. So Bears trying to keep up in this race. This game could also have future playoff potential at the end of the season. You want to have a game up over the Commanders in case you get into a wild card race. So that is one thing you're hoping with this win. That kind of sets the stage here. So injury stats before we get into some Bears news, and this is going to be a little bit bright, so bear with me. And boom, here we go. So looking at the injury, I need to go over to here. For whatever reason, it did not actually go through. Oh, okay. That's weird. All right, so what we're looking at right now is we have no indications right now of Austin Booker playing this game, but he might be back at this game. I haven't seen anything of this yet. There is a chance that he is playing. He is listed as questionable, but he is expected to possibly return. So they would activate him tomorrow, and they need to move some players around on some of that activation. So he was a full participant on Thursday, and so we'll see that. I'm going to actually get up the full practice participation. So hold on a second. Okay, so this is the one I was really actually going with. So Grady Jarrett's going to be out for this one. So we're going to have to see a little bit more from the guys in the middle. Let's see how that is. Maybe there's a little change there. Grady Jarrett with that knee injury. Who knows where he's going to be back if he is. Maybe it's a little short-term IR there. I don't know. Booker, full practice all week. Could have a potential to go. It's going to be probably more of a conditioning thing if he does play, or a limited snap count. Same thing for Travis Homer. But Travis Homer being a special teamer is a little bit of an unknown because we haven't seen Roschon Johnson carry the ball this year. So do they really bring in Travis Homer to be that guy possibly out there? It's kind of a unknown there. Colston Loveland was full practice on Saturday, so it's expected that he's going to be playing. He is listed as questionable, and I would guess Santo being a right thigh, I think it's a bit of like tenseness or a little bit of a strain that he's dealing with. They do have Moody on the practice squad. Likely why they also brought in Moody a couple weeks ago. Probably was having a little issue, but nothing really to report last week. And then this pops up, and then he could be a game time decision depending on how his thigh is. Good news though, Brisker was dealing with that quad injury, and he was full practice on Friday and Saturday. Remember, Wednesday they put out a statement of who could practice if they did practice, because they didn't. He was marked as a guy that would not practice. He didn't practice Thursday, but he does practice on Friday. TJ Edwards, we expect to be back for this game, which would be nice to see in the middle of the defense. Kyler Gordon was full practice on Saturday, was limited the rest of the week. I'd expect him to play. He's expected to play. We'll see. Jonah Jackson, I expected him to play as well. Kyle Monongai, same thing. And Darnell Wright was full practice on Saturday, so that might be one that they'll see how his elbow is that day. It's an elbow injury. You don't want to get hit a whole lot by a defensive lineman. So it'll be something you have to track throughout that game. It may change depending on how he looks, how he feels, but I'd expect Darnell Wright at right tackle for that. For the injuries on the opposite side, John Bates unspecified for his shoulder. I think unspecified, technically doubtful, or maybe they just don't have it updated on this side. But since he was full participant here, looks like he's going to go. Noah Brown didn't practice on Saturday. Looks like he's not ready to go. That's going to be a big one because Terry McLaurin's also out for them. So missing 2 receivers. And then Deebo Samuel is doing a rest heal. So I think it's a non-injury status. So we'll see how he feels going to this. Might be limited snaps from him. So that's a couple big things. But they do get Jaden Daniels. He'll be back. I think he played last week as well. Maybe. Not mistaken, but I could be wrong on that. So he will be out there. Cosme is going to be doubtful. I think he's coming off a knee injury. And then from there, Chris Rodriguez did not practice, so it looks like he's going to be a game time decision as well. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. Yeah, there's not like a... This must be not listed. It's unspecified. So these guys would be playing for that. So that's going to be interesting there. Now, at left tackle, Ben Johnson has stated that Theo Benedict will start at left tackle. So you have a change there. Braxton Jones is going to be on the bench for that one. That's going to be a big test. Because when we're looking at the Commanders for this, I mean, Eddie Goldman is also on their injury report, but that's also as an illness. So he should be back this week. When we're looking at, say, the Commanders themselves on the depth chart, we're talking about Durrance Armstrong and Preston Smith. So 2 guys going to be trying to battle out on the tackles, and that's going to be a big one. Then, of course, Deron Payne and Kinlaw in the middle. This is going to be a very high-powered defense. Defense is a lot better than what this offense has been. You can kind of see the issues up here. Luke McCaffrey, Jalen Lane, Chris Moore, they're big guys going to be up here. Eckler is out on the IR, so you have McNichols and Krosky Merritt likely out there. So the offense has been banged up a little bit in this. And we'll have to see how this Bears defense kind of goes through. Again, it's going to be a battle one in the trenches. And maybe the secondary can come up with some big plays in this. Kind of a storyline with this. Obviously, the Commanders knocked out the Lions last season of that high-powered offense that Ben Johnson had set up in Detroit. So we have that. Then we have also the storyline of the momentous collapse of last season. And can a guy like Stevenson come through? Right now, Washington has the edge. They're playing at Washington in this. How this matches up. Now, remember, Jaden Daniels has missed 1 to 2 games in this. So that is something to remember. Very good run game. So it's going to be about how this interior defensive line with the Bears can do it. TJ Edwards will help this a little bit in the run defense. So I'd expect a little bit better run defense from the Bears. We'll see if Rome Odunze keeps on going. Got 300 yards already, 5 touchdowns. I think he has 1 touchdown in the first 4 games of the Bears season. And a multi-touchdown game in one of them. I think it's the first Bears receiver to have 4 straight touchdown catches for the first 4 weeks. So we'll see if that can continue there. The issue is the pressure and the sacks. There's not really a big thing on the Bears side when we're talking about sacks. And it's going to come down to, can we get pressure on the edge against this defense? And also, can Tremaine Edmonds keep going with a great year, but we need to have better thing. This is a better offense than what we were playing last week with the Raiders. So there can't be any difference. In which, that's why I think Austin Booker coming in, and even if he's on a limited snap count, not saying take that off Sweat, but Booker has showed some motor, has showed some progress in the preseason, everything like that. So can he actually come in and make a big impact? You don't know coming off a knee injury. However, you got to put him in the fray. Gotta put them in the fray. The Bears really aren't having a big fit here. I mean, when you're looking at it, Deo has been good in the run game and creating pressure, but not really creating any sacks. He only has one at this point. Billings in there, run packages has been okay, but again, you're going to have to play him next to Grady Jarrett, and then you have Shamar Turner coming in, still getting his feet under him. Should have had a couple TFLs last week, missing Ashton Genty, but at the end of the day, I think he is trending upwards. Dexter getting double teamed in the middle, Montez Sweat getting chipped in the outside. We need something else out here, and we hope that's going to be it. And plus, TJ Edwards should help a little bit. It's going to come down to how Tyreek Stevenson and Nahshon Wright hold up. Kyler Gordon in the nickel will help a lot with Nick McLeod and Blackwell. Just get to be on special teams. Brisker being full health, we'll see how that is. Maybe Jonathan Owens getting some snaps there, depending. But I feel pretty good. Kevin Byard's having a great year right now. I've been kind of down on him, but he's shown last week that he still has it. He still has that dog in him. He still has a lot of playmaking ability that he can still do. And hey, he's playing well. So at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. There won't be a post game immediately after the game tomorrow. It'll be on Tuesday. I'm going to watch the game with my dad. It'll just be a good time watching that one. Theo Benedict listed at left tackle here. Can't see it. Right there. Theo Benedict at left tackle. He's going to be playing, and we'll see how this is. And we'll see how Colston Loveland comes in as well. It'll be a little bit more helpful when Cole Kmet and Colston are out there together, and we'll see how that goes. You never know. After all of this, you could see a change coming if the Bears fall to 2-3. You could see some possible trade to get this going if we don't have a decent running game or if there's any issues elsewhere, because hey, you never know what the switch can be. I think the running game just needs to be improved, but we'll see what they end up doing for this. So thanks for hanging out, guys. Go leave a like below, comment, and subscribe. I'm loving this Bears content. Hopefully we have something good to talk about on Tuesday. Otherwise, it is what it is. And bear down. Later, guys.